Okay, project for this morning is harvesting as much useful parts from the old water maker that we can. This model is very old. I don't think you can get parts for it anymore. So and it's proprietary as well. I mean, nothing against it, it's fine, but it's just not our preference. So just harvesting some parts, gonna reuse them for something. You know, this fan we'll take care of. There's 2 pumps here we'll use. These filter canisters we'll use. Maybe these switches and maybe, you know, these valves we'll use. This bus bar we'll use. You know, fittings like this we'll reuse. Yeah. So that's what came out of the boat yesterday. So the old holding plate, the old fridge compressor, and then there's another evaporator plate over there. So good stuff.
So it is Thursday evening on Matthew's week off of work to work on boat projects, and it is almost 9. The sun has been down, or headed down. Got some nice cotton candy. Fortunately, that's probably from the wildfires. Dad and Matt are working on the fuel down below. We're trying to take the boat out this weekend, so they're working on the fuel tank that is, we think is not leaking. And yeah, I'm watching RuPaul as usual, and I prepped a bunch of salad stuff for us to have for dinner. This is Bella's dinner. And yeah, we're just taking it easy-ish. Not taking it easy, we're just working hard. I wish we were taking it easy. Next weekend. Oh, can't wait. And until now, we're getting stuff done. Got Dad down there. We've got the girls sleeping. Oh, it's real life.
All right, new holding plate is in. Pretty much exactly where the old one was. So what we did was we used self-tapping screws here. Pre-drilled the holes for self-tapping screws on these brackets that come with the cool blue, and there's one down there too. And then butyl tape for moisture control. And then I noticed that the unit itself and these brackets, the width of the bracket here, this width, was just a little too big compared to the width of this like outside edge. So I just used some of this, a roll of like weather stripping tape, and cut a little piece to put it in the groove, so it's very sturdy now, not going anywhere. Yeah, happy with it. So far so good. And then the line we'll just install and run over there to that hole is already there. And then we're thinking about mounting the thermostat somewhere around right there. Success!
So I am almost done getting the name removed from the side of the boat. Man, it feels like real. It's pretty great. Can't wait to show you guys after it's all done. Alright, it is official. No more Seattle as the port of call. That has been removed so that we can put Portland, Oregon, and then no more Shingabis 2. It's kind of sad. Because it was like, that's the whole legacy. But it's exciting for her to be ready for her next adventure as Yara. So we will do a renaming ceremony and do it properly. But for right now, while we have my dad's heat gun, I got the old taken off. So here she be. Oh, it's a pretty boat. It's really messy right now with all of the projects going on. Extremely messy, and we don't have the hard Dodger up yet. But she's a pretty girl. She's a pretty gal. Excited for these next steps.
Please remember to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss an episode.
Alright, so now, baby, tell us where we're at.
Portland, Oregon, United States, Earth, Milky Way. Well, solar system Milky Way. That's where we're at. What's that face?
In the fridge project, where are we at?
Oh, fridge project. Okay, so, fridge project. It's just, we're about to flip it on.
Okay, so will you walk us through?
Yes. So last time we checked in, we had the holding plate mounted. Then the next step was to connect the thermostat to the wall and run the capillary tube temperature sensor down over here to the side of the holding plate. Ran 16 gauge wire back to the compressor unit for the dial. What is it? Dial? Temperature? Thermostat? Yes, thank you. Late. Yes, it's late. And then Dad and I, well, mainly Dad, we ran through the copper supply and return hoses through the bulkhead, connect those to the holding plate, and then ran those back to the compressor, connected those. Dad spent majority of the day digging through old wiring to connect up the wiring in the proper way with the proper gauge and the proper lengths and connections and hookups and fittings. Big part of it was also mounting the compressor in a spot that was kind of out of the way but still easily accessible for inspection, wiring hookups, the hose hookups, the pipe hookups, maintenance, so still accessible but out of the way so it doesn't get banged and bumped.
And that's in the lazarette?
It's in the lazarette. Yeah, the compressor's in the lazarette.
I'll show you that. Dad's down there right now. Here's our lazarette. Dad's in there doing the final wiring for
The compressor.
Yeah, just the final wiring for the compressor. And then we can test it, and then after we test it, then we can do the spray foam to complete it and keep it on, right baby?
Yeah, so I'm just reading through initial startup and starting system with the warm plate.
My babe loves his directions.
Yeah, so we're just making sure. So we're starting it on low speed to minimize the startup amp draw. And then once the holding plate starts developing frost, we can change the speed if we want. The lower the better. Yeah, so we're about to flip the switch.
I'm so ready.
That's pretty great.
Yes.
We didn't buy ice yesterday for the cooler, so
Nope.
we definitely needed this today.
It was our motivation, right?
It's totally melted.
Basically, our dairy is sitting in cold water.
Yeah.
Yeeks. Dad, tell me how it's going down here.
Okay.
The lazarette.
Down here, I've just put the last of the insulation on and mounted up my hot coil all up. And now the cold one, I just tightened it up. So now I'm just kind of putting wires out of the way, checking all our final hookup, and getting it ready for our final hookup, which we're going to be able to start here. We'll have Matthew flip the breaker, and we should get power to our unit.
Woohoo! Refrigeration.
Hear it come on,
All right, let's see.
because we're not going to not hear it come on.
Will it be loud? Do you think, Dad? Do you think it'll be
No.
loud? No.
No, I'm just joking around.
Okay. I'm glad I
Pulling
hope.
your leg, dear. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Some things are just, I can't help it. So.
Well, hopefully it won't be too loud. So right now you're just straightening up wires so that when we flip it on, it's just organized and ready to go.
That's it.
Yay!
The light just went out. And that's in. That's in. We're wired up here on our low. So I think we are ready, Matthew.
All right, babe. Flip the breaker.
I'm gonna.
You ready, Dad? Go.
3, 2,
2,
1.
1.
Okay.
Okay,
Breaker's on.
it's on.
Now you got to turn the thermostat on.
Oh, do you turn it between 3 and 4 over here like you taught me?
No, not yet. So now,
We
turn-
read the directions.
turn on the thermostat, and yeah, 3 and 4 on the dial. Oh yeah, you were right, babe. Good job.
There it goes. We have ignition.
Is it started?
Yes, we have blast off. It's running.
Error light on
Light.
the unit back there.
On the unit back there, is there an error light? That's what he's wondering. No,
No. Okay.
Nothing's happening here.
nothing's happening. It's just normal launch. Perfect.
See, unless we've hid the error light
Where would the error light be, sweet pea?
It's on the compressor.
on this unit.
Where?
Your dad knows. We just went through the wiring diagram.
Dad, do you know where it is? Do you see where it could be? We interrupt this program to give you a Briz. Searching around. Bella.
Matthew, shut it off and
Freaking out.
we'll wait a minute and then turn it back on.
Alright, so he wants you to turn it off and then turn it back on.
At the breaker or the thermostat?
Yeah, the breaker's good. Oh, the thermostat. Do it at the thermostat.
Do it at the thermostat. Here we go. We'll see how this is going. We'll check back in when we know if it's success or not. It's a late night, but I have a working touch sink faucet. And I have a pantry that lights up with drawers. And then the very bottom with a light. Actually, it's kind of nice to have this open for right now. So, I've got a pantry. Soon we will have a water filter, so that won't be a thing. My propane for my oven and stove works. And then I have a working freezer. This guy, he's getting so cold. So that'll keep all of the things that we have here for right now nice and cold. And we have a divider and shelves and stuff like that we will install and see how they work. And then I'll get organization things because that's really far down there. And I'm a small little girl, so it's hard to get down there. But we'll figure it out. But for right now, it's all right here. So great. So, we have refrigeration, a stove, and a working galley sink. It's pretty much amazing.
Philip Bulger.
How did you go about finding?
I bought this book maybe, I don't know, 7 or 8 years ago.
Oh, okay.
And so this Harold Payson, this Dynamite Payson guy, he's the boat builder, but the designer is Phil Bulger. And in here is not only a copy of the plans. Let's see, what page is that? So there's a copy of the blueprints, but also kind of pictures of Payson building it, and
Looks almost step by step almost.
almost, but and the building key for it is included in the book.
Oh, wow.
Okay, so Devin wisely noticed that there was more water in the bilge than we would like to have. I mean, ideally we'd have a perfectly bone-dry bilge, but that's probably not realistic. But this is too much water, even with the setup that we have.
Please remember to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss an episode.